All right, let's jump right into Exodus chapter 35. This isn't just a list of rules. It's the story of one of the most amazing community projects ever. We're going to see how passion, generosity, and some serious skill all came together to build something sacred.
So, right off the bat, we're hit with this huge question. How do you even begin to build a home for God? I mean, think about that. It's a massive undertaking. And the answer we're about to see is about so much more than just wood and gold. It's really about what's in your heart. So, before anyone even thinks about picking up a hammer, God lays down a foundational rule. It's like a sacred pause, a principle about time that everyone needs to get before a single bit of work can begin. Okay, verse 1. I want you to just picture this scene. Moses is standing there, and in front of him is, well, everyone, the entire community of Israel. It's the sea of faces stretching out as far as you can see, and every single person is silent, their eyes locked on him, just waiting to hear God's command. Then we hit verse 2, and God sets the entire rhythm of their lives. For 6 days, it's all action. Imagine the noise, the dust, the constant motion of work. But on the 7th day, boom, a complete, total stop. Everything just freezes. That day is holy. It's a day of sacred rest for the Lord, and it is non-negotiable.
And verse 3 really drives this point home with one simple, powerful image. Let's look inside one of the tents. The fire pit in the center? It's cold. There are no flames, no smoke, not a single spark. This one little rule, you shall kindle no fire, it's a symbol of a total shutdown, a complete rest from even the most basic work.
Okay, so the foundation of sacred time is set. Now the focus shifts. Moses is about to lay out this grand, ambitious project, building a physical home for God's presence. And it all kicks off with a call for an offering. So in verse 4, Moses gets everyone's attention again. This is what the Lord has commanded. And then in verse 5, he makes the ask. But here's the most important part, the real key to this whole chapter. This is not a tax, it's an invitation. Whoever is of a willing heart, let him bring it. Just imagine someone's face lighting up, their spirit genuinely stirred to give. That's it. That's the only requirement. The second half of verse 5 kicks off the shopping list, so to speak. Picture a big, empty space where these offerings are going to go. First come the metals. You see someone bringing forward a piece of gleaming gold, then another adds some shimmering silver, and a third lays down heavy, polished bronze. Then, verse 6 brings the textiles. Just imagine the vibrant colors, this incredible deep royal blue, a rich, majestic purple, and a brilliant scarlet red, right alongside bolts of pure, fine linen. Verse 7 adds the tougher stuff. You can almost feel the texture of these durable ram skins, dyed a bold red, and the tough badger skins meant for the outer layers. Then, stacks of sturdy acacia wood start piling up. Verse 8 brings the light and the scent. People bring forward clay jars full of pure oil for the lamps and little bags of fragrant spices. And then, verse 9, the grand finale. Someone carefully opens a small pouch and out come these precious onyx stones and other gems, just sparkling in the desert sun. Now, verse 10 shifts gears from materials to people. Moses makes a new announcement. All who are gifted artisans among you shall come and make all that the Lord has commanded. This is the call for talent. You can just picture the hands of the weavers, the metalworkers, the carpenters, all these strong, skilled hands ready and waiting to turn this huge pile of materials into something sacred. And from verse 11 all the way through 19, Moses basically unrolls this divine blueprint. Imagine him describing it piece by piece. First, the tabernacle itself with all its intricate layers. Then, the most sacred object, the Ark of the Covenant. After that, the table, the golden lampstand, the altars for incense and sacrifice, all the way down to the design of the special garments for the priests. It's an absolutely breathtaking vision. So the rules are set, the vision has been cast. The big question is, what happens now? How do the people respond? Well, what comes next is the real emotional core of this entire story, this amazing outpouring of generosity. Verse 20 tells us the crowd left. Picture them all walking back to their tents, but they're not grumbling. No, they're thinking, processing. Then, verse 21, they come back. At first, maybe it's just a few, but then it becomes a stream of people. And the text says it's everyone whose heart was stirred and everyone whose spirit was willing. You can just see the joy on their faces. Verse 22 shows us what they brought. And get this, men and women are coming forward together. They're taking off their own personal jewelry, gold earrings, rings, necklaces, and putting it all on the offering pile. This isn't just some spare change. This is personal. It's valuable. It's a real sacrifice from the heart.
Verse 23 shows it wasn't just gold. Everyone who had any of the other materials brought them too. You can see a woman unrolling a beautiful piece of blue fabric. Another person brings the tough ram skins. A man walks up carrying a heavy load of acacia wood on his shoulders. Then verse 24 tells us still more came, with silver, bronze, and even more wood. If they had it, they brought it.
Now verse 25 shows us a completely different kind of gift, skill. Picture this group of wise-hearted women. Their hands are just a blur of motion, skillfully spinning fine linen and those vibrant blue, purple, and scarlet threads. They weren't just donating stuff, they were donating their time, their talent, their actual artistry.
And I love verse 26 because it gives us this perfect contrast. There's another group of women, their hearts also stirred with wisdom. They are just as focused, just as skilled, but they're spinning coarse, dark goat's hair. This wasn't for the fancy inner curtains. This was for the tough, protective outer covering. It might seem less glamorous, but it was absolutely vital. Every single contribution mattered. Then, in verse 27, the leaders of the community step up, and they bring the rarest, most precious items, those perfectly cut onyx stones for the priest's vestments. And verse 28 adds that they also brought the special spices and the oil needed for the lamps and the incense. They were truly leading by example with their generosity. Verse 29 just wraps it all up beautifully. It tells us that every single man and woman whose heart was moved to give, gave. It was a 100% response from everyone who felt that pull. It was this incredible, unified, and joyful offering from the whole community. Okay, so the pile of materials is huge, overflowing even. But who on earth has the skill to turn all of this into God's dwelling? Well, in this final section, we see that God didn't just inspire the giving, he also provided the master craftsman for the job. In verse 30, Moses points someone out. See, the Lord has called by name Bezalel. And then verse 31 gives us his resume. And let me tell you, it's not a normal resume. It says he is filled with the Spirit of God, that he has divine wisdom, understanding, and knowledge for every kind of work that needs to be done. Verses 32 and 33 list his amazing skill set. This guy could design intricate artistic works, he could work with gold, silver, and bronze, he was an expert at cutting and setting gemstones, and he was a master woodcarver. He was literally a divinely gifted expert in every single craft required for the entire project. But he wasn't going to do it alone. Verse 34 introduces his partner, a man named Aholiab. And here's the really cool part. God put the ability to teach in both of their hearts. They weren't just supposed to be the star players. They were divinely equipped to be the coaches, to lead and train a whole team of artisans. And it all comes together in this last verse, verse 35. It's the perfect summary. God filled them with skill to do all manner of work. We're talking about the engraver, the designer, the weaver, everyone. And it just leaves us with this incredible picture, a community with hearts that were stirred to give and hands that were skilled to build. They were totally united, they were equipped, and they were ready. It just makes you wonder, what could we build today if our hearts and hands were truly working as one?